And okay, we are live. I am having little technical issues with Instagram. It's not giving me the option to go live on my feed, and I have no idea why. So let's see what's going on here. Yeah, for some reason, the live option is not showing up on my Instagram feed. So we're just on YouTube today, and I just find this out at the very last minute. So sorry about that. And Tanya and Sydney are here on with Banshee the pug. Yeah, I thought, the banshees, the screaming banshees the internet. So here we are. And we'll just get started. And I wasn't even able to send a post message because it's like literally as I'm signing on, it's like, where's the option to go live? I can only do post story and reel. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just try the story and see what happens. Nope. That's not doing a damn thing. Okay. Sorry, folks. Sorry for the delay. So this is what happens. Life happens, and let me send out my little comment here. Life happens, and we just have to just carry on, right? Whether we like what's going on or not, and sometimes it's like we don't like what's going on, but that so it goes. So we're just going to shift it into something that we like, and that's all there is to it. So get yourself settled into your usual place of yourself, your body, your present moment, whatever's going on, take a moment, close your eyes for a minute and just kind of feel where you're at. Feel any edginess, any just vibration, any buzzing, any nothing also. You tune into yourself and you can't, it's like, well, I don't know what's going on. That's a possibility too. And settling in, settling down. Letting yourself just slow down. Let's see what we're going to do today. What's up for us today? And sometimes it just takes a little bit of time. We want to just be able to just, okay, tune in, boom, we're good to go. But sometimes it's good to just sit back and just let it unfold, let it happen. And you just pause and wait. And it used to feel like you need patience. At least it used to feel that way for me a while back. And just want things to happen so you can just move on and just be where you want to be. And you are exactly where you need to be, even if you think that's not what you want. Because the being is coming from something deeper than the human self, right? We all know that. But it's about really kind of staying with that and experiencing that and letting ourselves just come into that. So right now, not allowing yourself to not do anything. Just sit back. You're in the space. Feel anything that comes up for you in just that, maybe waiting for me to do something more, to guide to the next step, as we are already in the next step. Notice anything that comes up. Maybe there's a little nervousness, a little fear, a little hesitation, a little edginess that comes up, a little boredom, a little God, here we go again. Or a little just going on to the next video on YouTube because I'm not moving fast enough. I'm not talking fast enough. I'm not bringing out those points fast enough for you to go, yes, that's what I want to listen to. There's only one thing to listen to. It's right here, right? Yourself, your being, your body. Coming into that. And allowing ourselves to take the moment, however long that moment is, to really just be present with what's going on. You know, there's all these things going on now where they have evenings of reading organized in public to get people to just kind of shut up, slow down, and read, or listen to poetry, or whatever. The cell phone, all of a sudden everybody's cell phone isn't working because the system is down, and it's like, what do you do? This is it. This is it. And everybody is amazed at what an incredible experience that is. And then you see it all over the social media. It's like, oh my God, look what people were doing. I mean, does that sound kind of silly in some ways? Maybe it sounds sillier for those of us who were living for a bit before all of this other stuff came in. You know, like when we were kids, I was talking to a friend who's a little older than me, and we were talking about when we were kids. I mean, we would just go and play at somebody else's house. There was no phones in between our house and the other house to like check in or to like track where the kid was going. I'm sure there's trackers that parents like, okay, monitor where their kids are, like you have with pets, you know, the pet sitter and stuff. We're on the way to school. Now, one time it took me, I guess I was just somewhere else in elementary school. I think it was 4th, 5th grade. I think it took me like an hour and a half to walk home. And I was just walking home. I was just, I don't know, I was totally into whatever was happening as I was walking home. And the trees, it was a nice neighborhood, trees and everything, and nature, walking through the houses. And when I got home, the hot dogs were cooking. I'm like, why is she cooking hot dogs now? My mom's like, where have you been? Just in the moment. And now everything, you know, every second where you are. It's always that run around. But being, here we are, being. And we're all amazed at the situations that come up that get a whole freaking group of people to just be for a moment because they can't be on their cell phones. Letting ourselves relax, yeah. Noticing what thoughts come up into your head. And how long can we hold on to just that being present before our mind starts kind of like, oh, well, there's this, I could be doing this, I could be running over there, I could be. Feeling your body maybe just sink a little bit as you're just breathing. So keep in mind everything that's come up for you up until now as we start. Kind of a slow, long start there for a change. Become really aware just what's everything that's going on for you, what you're feeling, what you're noticing, how quickly your mind is jumping around. Sometimes it's like, notice your thoughts, and I'm like, then that just doesn't work for me. But notice that your mind is jumping up to something else then right here, right now. And I'm going to do this really slowly for the group. So just notice everything along the way. Let yourself really come into the experience of it as we slowly go through this process. So I take you in really just, we can slow down the whole process here. So feel yourself where you are. And I'm going to start and just stay with where you are at. Notice if you jump ahead as soon as I say what I'm doing for you. And that's okay. Just notice that. And it's like, okay, well, here I'm going off this. Let's come back to just being present. Okay? And slowly just letting you, bringing you, floating you down. Does it feel slow? Does it feel like, oh my God, we're just not getting anywhere here? Does it bring up anxiety? Does it bring up, relaxation, ease? What does it bring up for you to just slow everything down here? And even if you know where we're going, and notice if you're like, oh, this is what we're going to be doing, notice that too. Because that's not in the present moment. That's bringing yourself forward, going into the future moment to then go on to something else, to just keep running ahead. Just slowly. It's almost even slower than a leaf falling from a tree, yeah? Does it feel comforting? Does it feel comfortable? Does it feel like being in a hammock? Does it make you anxious? When we're not used to going slow, then it can feel a little edgy. And that edginess is that internal piece that just has to land somewhere, which is about an abuse pattern. And see how well you could do to just ease into that being. As I just gently, slowly float you deeper and deeper. Are there areas of your body which are at ease and other areas that are not? Is it related to having to figure out? It does connect up, doesn't it? Because if you figure out, then what's coming up. So that's jumping ahead. So letting go of that, figuring out, yeah, that's the same. That's long. It's the same. It's just another form of jumping ahead. And search for those areas that are different. So if you're feeling, search for, if it's light, search for those areas that are not in you, in your system. Maybe even more internally. Yeah, there's something more internal there. And if you're feeling that, just taking up the examples that have come up, but notice for yourself anything along those lines of the opposite, what's different. Related to having to figure it out. So look for areas in your body where it's the opposite of that. Slowing everything down. That's an interesting piece, isn't it? It's like slow motion. We're so used to going on high speed, and we think high speed is slow, that we've forgotten what slow really means. A short visit used to be a month long, 6 months long. Now a short visit is like 5 minutes. Yeah, go find that part internal to you, to your system, that's the opposite of what you felt initially. And just be present with it. That's the part you want to connect up with. That's the part that maybe needs attention. That needs to be recognized. Because that's the part that really doesn't get heard, because we're moving so fast. And notice as you land. Bringing the group into a landing here. Very soft, gentle landing. Do you want to keep going? It's like, wait, wait, wait. Landed already? Hold on a minute. I'm not ready. Ah, clearing up a layer of dust there for everybody. That slowing down process, and that soft landing. So let's hang out here for a bit. Notice what it feels like here. Where that takes you. Where it doesn't take you and you're wanting to go. Could be making you feel even deeper stuff because we're not even moving anymore. We're going really slowly, so that brings up a whole different kind of dynamic, and then we're stopping. And we were slow to begin with, but oh my God, now this is like really taking us into so slow, we're not moving kind of feeling. And then everything. So we're just going in slow motion today. Yeah, kind of an interesting experience, isn't it? That's that slowing into that soft landing. As we sit there, it's kind of expanding, you know, it's expanding out all this stuff. Yeah, and so explore, like I'm on a cloud, explore that. Why a cloud? What are you not noticing in that cloud? What are you hiding from in that cloud? And maybe it's not all of you, maybe it's just part of you. This is just going in deeper here. Our survival instinct is really good in the pain body, the survival in the pain body, that joint grouping. Will take us out of things faster than we realize, even mentally, even in our minds, even in our beings, getting us to experience things. So I'm not saying this is the case for everybody here, for what's going on for people, but I'm just kind of like, look deeper at that. So being up in the clouds because you just want things to be easy, dropping down into the landing instead of being up in the cloud and feeling that. It's not about wondering why it's so hard. It's about letting yourself be in that hardness. Now, wanting to be present. Yeah, so letting yourself go in the other direction. And if everything feels light and easy, it's like, okay, is any part of me in here hiding? Because it can't be seen in the light and easy. And there's a lot there. There's a lot there. So another way of digging deep. You know, this is part of the reason people don't slow down enough, and they're always on the go. They're always on their phones, because when you really get to that place of this slowing down and we're really pushing the experience here, because as soon as you get off that phone, you're going to start noticing all the stuff, you know, your cell phone, whatever, as an example. You're going to start noticing all the stuff that you've just been putting to the backside. Do I have that part hiding? Well, ask yourself that. It might not be a part that's hiding, but it might be something that is just under wraps for you. So I detest spiritual bypassing because I see it in myself here. And what you're actually saying is you detest yourself because you are doing the spiritual bypassing. So look at what that's saying about you, how you see yourself, and how hard you are on yourself. And we can't get to the deep wounding unless we really slow down. And part of the slowing down might be, you know, going layer by layer by layer by layer by layer. Part of the going slow, like we're doing today, of just nothing. It kind of feels like nothing. It just kind of floating down here, floating down. It's going slower, slower. All right, when are we gonna? When is she gonna say, "Do this"? Focus on that. Do that. I do have a part hiding. Sorry, I'm reading that backwards. Yes. And we can't notice those parts, or part whatever. It's maybe a part, maybe just something that's there that needs attention. Slowing down. You know, a lot of the trauma that we experience in life is that comes through because in that moment, no time is taken to just be present. I think I talked about, was it last week, the week before? Yeah, this woman came up with treatment for Parkinson's exactly for that reason, because there was a injury to the foot, and then just in that moment, survival, we got to keep running. The house is burning, got to get out. You know, it's town is flooding, we got to move, we got to keep running, whatever. Sometimes not that dangerous, but it feels like it, the psyche. So in the moment of impact, there is not that, all right, let's just sit. Let's just, whoa, stop, throw up our hands. It's like, whoa, no, okay, whew, let's come into this moment right here, right now. And just, what is going on right here? So it just sits there and gets built up and built up and built up around it. And it takes a lot of nothingness, of just being in nothing, just being with nothing happening. So that there's that point in time, that part, if it's a part, that experience, whatever, that injury has a time to say, okay, I think I can show myself now, because there's been enough stillness, there's been enough just being that I know this is going to hold, so I can come out. And all I did was bring you into connecting into the new earth. But instead of telling you, it's like, okay, just drop down, bring it, just slowly taking you down, taking you into that soft landing. Yeah. I'm not sure I quite understand or follow your question, Sydney. Is this why injuries come out when we do more work like this? What do you mean by injuries specifically? Oh, okay. Let's pause for a minute on that. Remember when I first started doing this, coming into being, my sciatica instantly came up. There's a lot of different possibilities for that. It's not that injuries come out. So there's different components to that. Yeah, so I'm getting... and sciatica is not really a, well, okay, injury, yeah, okay, won't get into that. One is that there's this pain body syndrome, survival syndrome that comes up when we get closer to being free of something, when we get closer to being healed, that starts to freak out. And so it's like, hold on. If we go in that direction, it's like, what's going to happen to me? So that part of you that is in the habit, in the automated behavior around this thing, and knows how to handle the situation's got control over this. And it's like, no, we got to make the person, I got to make my person look over here, because if we go there, I'm dead. So we'll create all sorts of diversion tactics, like pain, like injury. And how does it create injury? It's like all of a sudden you are just tripping over your feet and you bust up your leg or your whatever. So you have to slow down, take care of that. It can also be something is coming up to the surface to release. So it's like you've taken layer off, you've moved through something, you've released a situation or whatever. And what's below that is this other piece that's been covering up the pain. In fact, physical pain. So getting back to that protocol that I was talking about earlier for Parkinson's. So that physical pain gets buried. The original physical pain gets buried. And that's just the example, Parkinson's, but it happens all the time. You just bang something up and you forget about it, put it aside, and then when you slow down and you go through into your body, all of a sudden you feel it. Like that happened to me when I was working on a woman who had something going on in her liver. She says, well, I can't feel anything. So, and I got her to feel into her liver. It's just like, and it started hurting all the time because she became aware of her physical body and what it was holding on to. So, and doing more, when we do more work like this, so the work like this is the work of coming into being, coming into your body, coming into yourself, being present and aware of yourself, where you are, what's going on with you in the moment. But your body holds a lot. Your cells hold memory. Your memory's not in your head. I mean, that gets processed in your head, but every cell in your body will hold memory. And to the point where, if you take out, for some reason you have an operation that takes out an area of your body that was holding a memory of something, that memory can just totally disappear for you. Like abuse, for example. You were always getting hit on your arms, or your shoulders. So for some reason you got an operation that, say you have a cyst or something grows on you and you take that out, and it's like all of a sudden that cyst was just that area and it's gone. You can't, it's not that you won't necessarily remember it because you're remembering it up here, but the memory of the incident, the impact of the incident, that area is gone. So it's like, yeah, it kind of happened, but don't really have any sense of it. So connecting into the new earth now that we are here and have landed and have been here. I'm going to leave you, I'm going to let the group just stay in this space of new earth instead of like kind of closing out, bringing you back up, closing it out. I'm going to end the session here so that it stays with you. You can stay in the space longer and just be. And just be. Just be. Also, the third piece finally popped back in on this thing with pain. Your physical body will configure itself around whatever. And it will learn to hold itself in a specific way. And there are modalities out there like bioenergetics, which is from back in the 50s, uses that information. There's another, I can't remember the other one that I'm aware of. There's probably other ones now, but which combines psychology, movement, and energy. So physical movement and energy brings the three of them together in a therapy session. Now, I'll put a little question out there to you. It's like, why is that not being taught as part of the psychology curriculums in universities? There's a reason for that. It was maybe too powerful. And the name Wilhelm Reich is associated with that, so you can go look that one up. and find out why. But anyways, so your body configures around trauma, around pain, where you start holding yourself in a certain way, you walk in a certain way. And when you clear a lot of stuff at, let's say, at the frequency level, you can have cleared out so much out of an area that you will feel like pain because your muscles, all of a sudden, your body is held back. You know, let's say your shoulder maybe is held back or held forward, and all of a sudden there's nothing at the frequency level, energy level, for it to hold that position comfortably. And all of a sudden it's like, shit, there's a lot of pulling that's happening. So that's why it's good to get that physical release, like massage or, different, whatever, that kind of body work that releases the physical level as well for you. So that those are three reasons to that original question by Sydney of injuries, but not necessarily injuries, physical pain or discomfort, physical level discomfort when we do more work like this. Of course, the emotional and the mental will come up because it's like, oh, you're feeling everything, or it's like that tension. It's like, I don't want to feel this. But, there's all those different things. So yeah, good point. All right, we're going to finish this off with just that space of the new earth. Whew. And just allowing yourselves to be in that space, that new earth space. Unwinding can just take a really long time. So we have to really be willing to allow ourselves that unwinding. And we can't really go into the unwinding until we slow down. So a deep slowing down session for today. Might be a nice one to come back to. And we're gonna, like I said, I'm keeping everybody down there. And not taking you out, so you can come out as you want. And when you can stay in this space and just be in space after we get off. And when you feel ready to come out, just go through your body, move through your body, head to toes or toes to head. Come into each part, become aware of your environment, and connect back to, more specifically, the present moment, your physical time, space, moment. All right, and QR code up there for those watching now or watching later, anytime. If you feel like making a little donation, thank you in advance. And take care. We'll see you next time that or wherever else we meet. All right, take care, everybody.